Hi guys, welcome to another video of Biblical Tailors. Today's video is extremely simple but different. Hopefully we can tie this into the Bible at the end. So this is about baby formula, which my wife looked up most of the research. She did all of the searching, so we'll try to make this as sweet and to the point as possible. Please forgive me for rambling. This is my wife's first official video, so I'll be asking a lot of questions to get her used to the camera.
Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions?
I am Roscoe, or Mr. Taylor, and this is my beautiful wife, Amy Taylor.
Or Mrs. Taylor.
Oh, or Mrs. Taylor, or as she saved in my phone as Wife Taylor, which I don't know why that came to be, but anyway. So let's just get straight into this. If you feel so led, please like and subscribe to this video, share this video, and leave a comment. Remember that when you like a video, it boosts the algorithm. It helps put us into a higher pedestal in the algorithm. So if you consider yourself a fellow follower of Jesus Christ and you want to help other followers of Jesus Christ, this is how you do it. Thank you very much. We also have a Patreon, and yeah, we don't post much on it yet because we just don't have a community, so we should probably post more so that the community can come to it.
So SIMILAC is given to you at the hospital when you have your baby. We received it when we had Enoch, and we didn't really think anything of it. We just grabbed the bag. We didn't even think of using it because we were planning on breastfeeding. So when we did get home, we looked at the ingredients on the SIMILAC, and we were kind of disgusted a little bit. They're these small little bottles, very skinny bottles, and they have formula cards, and you can read all the ingredients, everything that's on it. It says, what does it say on the back of this one? It says, our closest formula to breast milk.
Which would be a lie.
Which is a total lie, because
in Europe
and other countries outside of the United States, there's so much more formula that's closer to breast milk than SIMILAC.
So maybe we should read just some of the ingredients. We're not going to go through a whole list. And please excuse me because I am not a professional, and I know that's most people's excuse to say, these people don't know what they're talking about. They couldn't even say that word. It's like, well, I'm sorry I don't work in the medical field. But anyway, so some of the ingredients in this SIMILAC. Now, this is 360 Total Care SIMILAC. This is the one that you see the average mother drinking, unless they need the sensitive version, which the sensitive version is a little bit better, still nowhere near what a child needs. So the first ingredient is water. All right, let's give a round of applause.
Yay.
I mean, that's good.
But don't they say not to give water?
They do say that, but you have to put water in to mix the formula. But I'm just saying.
It's just so contradicting.
Yes, a little bit. So second ingredient is non-fat milk. First off, your kid needs a lot of fat.
Yeah.
Breast milk has a lot of fat in it. So we have non-fat milk. So that's the first thing we're losing. Your brain runs off of fat, pretty much like ketones. Your brain runs off of that fat. Mm-hmm. And then lactose. Then why wouldn't you just give them regular milk if you're already going to give them lactose? You're going to add lactose in. You should have just gave them regular milk. The fourth ingredient is high. I never know how to say the word. Oleous.
Oleic.
High oleic. Let's say oleic. High oleic safflower oil. The fifth ingredient, soy oil. Then we got coconut oil. Okay, we got to give credit where credit's due. Coconut oil is pretty good.
Yes, but how much coconut oil are they putting in? Because first they have the safflower oil and soy oil, which
are before coconut oil.
Before coconut oil.
And death.
Yes.
They clog arteries.
Safflower and soy oil is not good for anybody.
Yeah, no human should be eating it at all. Okay, then we have whey protein, so at least your kid's getting jacked. I mean,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of whey protein they put in. They could put in cheap whey
protein.
Yeah,
it is a concentrate. It's not even a.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. All right, then we have human milk.
Less than 0.5% of human milk.
Yes, and I understand that some people may need to use this, especially if it's given free for you and your baby. and you are not producing milk, or you're not a stay-at-home mom, you want to go out and work, or whatever the issue may be, which I have a whole nother topic, a whole nother video on that topic. But at the end of the day, I feel as though people just don't read the back of these.
No, they don't take the time to do their research or read the ingredients on the back or what they're even giving their baby or their infant. I mean,
Yeah. But why is that? Do you think it's... well, me personally, I know that people are busy. We become a culture of
yes.
move. Get this done, get that done, get this done, get that done. Even when we don't have to sometimes. We'll find things to do. We'll overly make ourselves busy even when we don't need to be. So that could be one of the reasons why. But then if you tell somebody that wearing their hair and their makeup is bad for their skin, they'll research that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But they can't research this one thing for their kid.
Yeah.
So that's always been in my head randomly. But that's the ingredients. And we also want to say that if you look at the European stuff, the European SIMILAC or not breast milk, the European baby formulas or even the Asian baby formulas, they're still not perfect, but a lot of them are phenomenally better for your children. So we don't really know. I say all the time that America's trying to kill their people, but I also think it's an inside-outside job where somebody on the outside is telling our American leaders, give your kids this, XYZ, to destroy the American culture. And somebody on the inside is definitely helping somebody on the outside, because America, we didn't used to be like this.
Yeah.
Do you know when formula came about? Did you research that part?
No, but it was during the 1900s.
Okay, so it's new.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Pretty new.
Yeah, because a lot of people used to breastfeed back in the day. But you're right when you say that other countries aren't perfect either. I was doing research on that as well. So the closest thing to breast milk is, first, it's camel milk, which you can't really get camel milk around here.
Unless you go to Egypt.
Second is goat milk.
Yes.
So goat milk can be good. Now, a lot of people don't know about goat milk. I was also researching different goat milk brands. I did find this really good brand. It's from the Netherlands. It's purely just goat, and that is it. And I looked up other goat milk brands that come in, like formula cases or whatever, and those aren't perfect. Those have, some ingredients in them.
But it's still better
But
than
it's
this.
still better than some formula you get here in the United States. So at least that would be better for your baby than SIMILAC or
Yes.
whatever
100% better.
brand.
Sometimes you can't always get perfection, especially if you're not giving them perfection, which would be breast milk, or if a woman has complications and she can't breastfeed.
Yeah.
We're not doubting that those things happen. It's like when people say, well, some women can't give birth, so they're not real women. It's like, no, but they have all the mechanics to give birth. Just because something's wrong with the machinery doesn't mean that that's still not a woman.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with breastfeeding.
Yeah, even if you pump, 1 ounce, 2 ounces a day, you might not think that's a lot. You can still mix that with your goat milk or your formula that you're giving to your baby. So at least they're getting somewhat of, your breast milk and those good nutrients.
Yeah. This is all the researchy part. Other than us just talking, have a lot of research as well here on the laptop, so we'll be looking at that. Physical benefits. Babies reduce the risk of, these are all the benefits
of
with a baby.
Breastfeeding.
Yes, of breastfeeding your baby. So, do you want to hit those or you want me to hit them?
Yeah, I can hit them.
Okay, hit them.
So, babies, they'll have a reduced risk of type 2 diabetes, asthma, obesity, ear infections, respiratory infections, SIDS, digestive and lung infections, skin problems related to allergies, less diarrhea, and lower risk of developing leukemia.
I don't know how to do a leukemia thing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I was
either.
doing a whole bunch of fake things in the background, so I didn't know how to do leukemia.
And it also says formula-fed babies are more than likely to have milk allergies as well.
But that's really common in the black community because a lot of
Milk allergies?
yes, because a lot of
Yeah.
black people are fed so much formula. And when I was a child, I was breastfed. When I was a child, I was breastfed. And it's not till I got older that I heard people say, well, you know, black people are lactose intolerant. I go, are we? You know, because now I drink milk daily, sometimes 2 or 3 chocolate milks a day. And I don't seem to be lactose intolerant any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know, my stools don't change from it. So
Yeah.
what really happened was so many African American babies, black babies, whatever you want to call yourself, highly melanated babies,
Brown.
brown babies, yes, darker skinned babies. These babies are getting fed so much formula in the African American community. So I think they just came up, they saw that it was causing high levels of diarrhea when milk was introduced. So as always, they lied with statistics by saying, "Oh yeah, you know, black people are just sensitive to milk more." It's like, are they, or is it the formula?
So there's this program called WIC, or the WIC program.
Yes, which everybody is on now, but
Yes.
it started out. I mean,
And they
predominantly
give you-
black and Latin.
Yeah, and they give you the SIMILAC or whatever kind of formula free.
Yeah. a lot
So these people are, free formula. You don't have to pay for formula.
free.
But
I don't have to breast milk.
yeah, really though. What
And
are
a lot
you-
of it comes from laziness too.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. I grew up in the ghetto, the heart of Chicago, along in Chicago Avenue. Where's our other address? Lockwood and Fulton. I mean, I grew up in the ghetto of Chicago. And with that being said, I would see a lot of people rather skip breastfeeding just to party or
Yeah.
go out. It's like, wait, what? I mean, I thought you were trying to work a 20-hour shift or something. It's like, no, I ain't got all day for that. I'd rather just pop, you know, my titty's gonna sag, you know, XYZ. And they have a million excuses on why they can't do it, you know. It's, okay, if trying to attract the next guy is more important than your baby, yeah, I guess. So it also lowers the risk for the mother as well. Those lowered risk are type 2 diabetes. What's the other two?
ovarian and breast cancers, and then heart disease as well.
Did it say how or why? Oh, it's thundering outside here in Tennessee, so that's loud. Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay. Didn't say why. That makes... So I see a lot of times when we do research about stuff like this or when we get stuff sent to us, it never says why or how. It's just more so a kind of like a old known wise tale that has happened for years, and then we decided to change it.
Yeah, it's just like when you breastfeed, they say you lose weight faster, you know,
Which
stuff
is-
like that, which is true.
It's old things that I feel as though we already knew, so they don't really take the time to do a sciencey. The reason why is because blah 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 blah. It's like we already knew these things since human nature
Right.
began, since the good Lord put us on this earth. All right, so what else you got?
So another thing I wanted to bring up is the CDC, the USDA, and the WIC program do state that mothers are strongly encouraged to breastfeed their infants unless there's a medical reason not to.
Yes,
So
but they'll give you this first.
technically, they want you to breastfeed, but then they give you free Similac or formula at the hospital. So make that make sense?
Yeah, they don't really make sense at all.
So, I mean, if you don't have a medical reason not to breastfeed, I mean, there are other reasons as well, not just medical, but
I don't think there really is.
yeah.
I think
A lot of
again,
people will tell you there are other reasons, but
I think that leads
It's
to
just-
again the whole I'm busy, I got
Yeah.
stuff to do. I mean, you breastfeed, and even if you just pump, it takes about 10 minutes.
well,
How long? Just
20,
to pump?
20 to 30 minutes.
To pump?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm too busy watching Matt Walsh videos. I don't know what's going on. Oh, look at
Yeah.
this new Candace video.
It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to pump.
Okay.
So,
So 20 or 30 minutes out of your day, time that you would probably spend on social media anyway, you pump that thing. scroll through your Instagram, or
You can multitask.
Yeah, it's not really that hard.
Or
Or you can
even
have the
get-
kid on one boob and pump the other boob.
Yeah, or get one of those hands-free pumps,
Yeah.
which those don't
Pump as hard.
express as much milk as the standard pump, but it still gets something.
Yeah, put some
So-
coconut oil on your nipple before you pump. You don't want to dry pump the nipple. That's a whole nother video as well. Okay, but let's go to the passive immunity.
Breast milk has passive immunity.
Mm-hmm.
So parts of the immune system response called
We're gonna mess this word up.
immunoglobulins
Oh, she didn't mess that up. That was good. I would have messed that up.
are passed from the mother's immune system to the baby through their breast milk and give the baby temporary immunity to the things the mother has been sensitized to. So this is part of why breastfed babies are often healthier, absorb milk better, and tend to have less digestive trouble.
Yes, that's a fact. I mean,
Yeah.
Our child is what, 4 months?
He will be, yep.
He'll be 4 months in about 3
Next
or 4
week.
days.
Yep.
So this man can eat anything because
Yes.
he is breastfed. I mean, a little bit of goat milk, a little bit of this. I mean,
He hasn't been sick, nothing.
yeah, you let him suck on a pineapple a little bit. I mean, cottage cheese, 100% fat cottage cheese. There's no non-fat in our house. And this little man does phenomenal on it. And so I believe that to be as true as the CDC says. And the CDC knows best, right? So if we're going to follow the CDC for getting shots, right? Certain shots. I'm not going to say the name of the shots or vaccines, wax on, wax off. Then why don't we follow the CDC when they say things that are way older on their website from 1980s, 1990s? No, we follow the new stuff, that Fauci ouchie stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's follow the CDC on this one, guys.
Yeah.
They might be smart.
So another thing about breast milk and breastfed babies is that the baby's brain growth and nervous system development, they just develop faster and better. Studies of breastfed babies have found that they do better on intelligence tests when they grow older. And also, a breastfed baby's eyes also work better.
A breastfed baby's eyes?
Mostly because of the fat in the breast milk, the certain type of fat in the breast milk. So, I mean, you're probably not going to get that in SIMILAC, even though it says on this card here that it says lutein to support eye health.
Where does it say that at?
Right there.
Dang, I missed that.
It might
Lutein to support eye health,
support eye health, I guess, but I mean...
Seeing that you're not getting the fats you really need, they're going to add in lutein.
There's a certain
Did
fat...
you look up lutein? Look up lutein real quick.
Yeah.
This is my Jamie, my Joe Rogan's Jamie.
Lutein.
Lutein. Is a type of organic pigment called a carotenoid.
It is related to beta-carotene and vitamin A.
I
Many
love
people think of lutein as the eye vitamin. Lutein is one of two major carotenoids found in the human eye. Macula and
So why is that not one of the top ingredients? Yeah, it's still lutein. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18,
formula babies are getting it from the lutein.
It's the 23rd ingredient, so it's not even in there really.
Right.
That's less than probably 0.1%, 0.3%. That's not right.
Yeah.
Well, that's corrupt, but they tell you it's in there, so then you research it and lutein, like I just did.
Amount.
Yeah, I just said, I love that. That sounds awesome. And then you come to find out it's the 28th, 29th, 50th ingredient, so it's pretty much doing nothing. Huh. Well, that sucks. Okay, let's move on to the next thing.
Okay.
In 2020, a study was done. A percentage of infants who are breastfed ever is 83%. At 6 months, about breastfed for 6 months, 58%. On average for a whole year, 37.6%. Exclusively for 3 months.
Through 3 months is
Through the whole 3 months, yes.
yeah 45%.
45%, which that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, through 6 months it drops down to 25%.
Yes, and this is American stats. We don't know about
From the CDC.
Yeah, we don't know about
in
the whole
2020.
world.
So I'm sure they've changed a little bit.
Yes.
But and then the last one here is breastfed newborns who receive formula supplementation within the first 2 days of life is 20%.
And that's too high. That's way too high.
Yeah.
There's no way that 20%, unless these kids are, I don't know, but there's just no way that 20% of these babies coming out need formula.
No, well, none of them do, really.
Yeah. And there's always groups. There's women's groups where you get breast milk from, where women are helping each other out.
Milk.
Yeah, I mean, what would be the real purpose of trying to give these kids formula? I mean, are they testing out things on our children, just trying to see, let's see what this really does, you know?
Yeah.
But they are wicked like that, so I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on.
The next thing I was looking at are rates across states and regions, which I found interesting. So infants living in the Southeast are less likely to be breastfed at 6 months than infants living in other areas of the country.
Southeast Florida.
So basically where
North,
we live and
North
down.
Carolina, South Carolina,
Georgia,
Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi,
Louisiana.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi,
And maybe because
Louisiana,
it's
Carolina.
more black people, too.
I don't even think it's more.
Maybe.
No, there's not more black people down here.
Well,
Oh, yes, there is. That might be.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Atlanta. Saw a lot of black people in Atlanta. I don't think it's the fact that. No, yeah, that would make sense.
it depends.
If there's more black people, they're pushing the formula more.
Yeah.
So there's a less. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then
And also, it's a party area. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a real big party area down this way that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
but it's true.
Atlanta, there's Louisiana,
There's
Mardi
Nashville
Gras,
now.
Nashville,
Florida, anywhere
Florida's
in
always,
Florida.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's 4.
I mean, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big party hubs in the southeast as well. And I'm not to say that other places don't party and go crazy, but I'm just saying in this area it's a lot more of neglection. I would say you're already neglecting your kid from the beginning, but neglecting your kid for partying. I ain't got time to breast milk. Drink this formula. I gotta go out with my friends, and that's also benefits babysitters. So I mean, we have a baby. We're in Tennessee. We drive childcare, drive childcare, and then there's one that says early learning. But the rest of them are just childcare. But they'll still give you a certificate for preschool, as if your kid really did something. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, my kid can't speak. My kid can't read. My kid's not spelling his or her name correctly. You didn't do anything, So we're homeschoolers for sure, for that big reason. But there's only a couple of, we literally want to teach your kid, or here we speak English and Spanish, or XYZ. But for the most part, it's just bring your kid to us. We'll watch your child.
Yeah. Well, it's also just sad to see that moms take their babies to childcare or daycare at such a young age. 3 months. Your baby needs you at 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Your touch, your smell.
The baby literally cries for you and you only.
Yeah, when you leave the room, he cries.
Right.
Even if he's knocked out sleep sometime.
Yeah.
Which he's doing phenomenal right now. But it's also because it's raining.
Yeah.
That loud thunder,
noise.
There's no waking that boy up.
Yeah. But even if he's awake and I leave the room, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine your baby just
gone for
left at the daycare.
8 hours. Plus you gotta drive away from the baby, so that's 8.5 hours. Then you have to drive back to the daycare. Even if the daycare is only 10 minutes, we're still looking at about 8.5 hours of your day gone from your child.
Yeah, and I right away, before I even had Enoch, I was thinking, I'll go back to work. It'll be fine. Mm-hmm. I can leave my baby with, you or the daycare or whoever. If somebody came to our house and babysat. And now that I actually, since I've had Enoch, I can't imagine leaving him with another person. Yeah.
Well, she would cry the whole day.
Yeah, I would cry because I know he would be crying for me. And
yes, your baby, listen, when you drop your baby off at a daycare, that your baby is not crying for the fun of it. Right. Your baby is crying because your baby is thinking, is this woman really finna drop me off? I mean, and then the mother's crying. Mothers have an instinct. If you're crying a little bit for something silly, okay, you should have a strong man and say, hey, babe, he's okay. My son, my daughter is fine. We need to relax. You need to relax. Go upstairs, clean yourself off. But if you're dropping a kid off to daycare and you're doing a cry that you know, oh, my baby knows what I'm about to leave, your instinct should kick in. Stop fighting your instincts. Stop texting your friends saying, girl, I am in my car crying. I don't even know if I can go to work. I just dropped them off at daycare. And then your friends who are worldly, who don't love the Lord, who don't have any understanding of any of this information, is going to say to you, girl, it's okay. It gets better. Yes, it gets better because you and your kid are slowly disconnecting.
Right.
Why would you want that?
That's what the government is pushing.
That's what they want, yes.
Yeah, didn't we just watch a video the other day about how childcare was the last resort?
Yes, it's supposed to be for...
It's supposed to be the last resort.
It's supposed to be for women who don't have a man in their life, women who need other women to help them. And instead, it's become a exclusive business that not only tells women, not only should you be giving your kid to somebody else, but you should do it as early as possible. So it went from women having a year off because we understood, a year or two off because we understood the foundation that needed to be built between the mother and the child. And now it is, I mean, you'll be blessed highly if you can get 6 months.
Yeah.
But on average, it's about 30.
In other countries, you might be able to get 6 months.
Well, that's one of the biggest things where we were thinking about moving to Japan because the mother is treated like royalty after she has a baby. Non-stop. The only downside is you have to always be on the boob. They're going to come in, I don't know how to say boob in Japanese.
Oppai, oppai, oppai.
Okay.
Oppai. So they keep coming in and they keep yelling at you, oppai, 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 telling the mom, give the baby the boob. The baby's crying, oppai. The baby's laughing, oppai. The baby's asleep, wake him up, oppai. They understand that milk, that fat content is the best for your child. And so they want you to understand that as well. So they push you to keep breastfeeding every hour, pretty much on the hour. But like we were saying, you get to stay there for 4 weeks sometime, if longer if need be. They do not kick you out, and it's way cheaper than having a baby in America.
I think they also pay you.
Yes, sometimes. Sometimes some people get paid to have a kid, and in America, you always paying to have a kid, which makes zero sense.
Yeah, why are you paying to have a kid?
Yeah, and then they wonder why all these naturopathic people making more money. Making so much more money, and they've gone up now because
like the home births and the midwives.
Yes, because why would I give the government $10,000 to have a child? You know, $10,000 to have a child, and if you think I'm lying, look at your medical bill. Even if you have what is that called? Blue Cross Blue Shield. What is that called? Insurance. If you have insurance, it does not change the fact that if you want to see your full bill, what it was before insurance, ask for that bill. You will be dumbfounded. You want me to give you $10,000 because my wife pushed the kid out in 10 minutes. Well, Amy did it in about like 7 or 8, yes. But still, you want me to give you $10,000 to push a kid out. You'll never see me again. Never.
And I didn't even get any
food,
drugs, food.
Nope. And they still $10,000. Imagine if she had got.
I just used their facility basically.
Yeah. We took up 2 rooms. Ooh.
And I guess I paid the doctor who delivered the baby.
Yeah.
Or the nurse.
You mean to tell me she gets paid all that money to get paid more money through me for delivering a baby? That's her job. You know, she's gonna get paid more through me for doing her job. So that doesn't make sense. We don't give a McDonald's worker more money for bringing you your food. You know, you handed me my food. Here goes a $20 tip. It's like that doesn't work like that. Yeah. But in a hospital, it does. And they get as much money as they can out of you, and they milk it. And I'm sorry for going off topic, but I mean, we watch these videos of, foreigners even getting residency in other countries. Italy, like we just said, Japan, even China just might even be better.
Really.
Yeah, China might even be better. And all these people get treated like royalty when you have a kid because you're bringing life into the world, and they make sure that they treat you well. Food is phenomenal. And in American society, they're gonna bring you Jell-O with red dye and XYZ. It's the cheapest food ever.
I think one of the lunches one day when we were at the hospital was a turkey sandwich or
Mm-hmm.
something. Yeah.
A buffet gone bad. Go back to your station. I'm not tasting this crap.
Yeah, that sounds
Compared
so
to what?
delicious.
Sushi and
Steak and lobster in
So,
Japan. I mean,
even
I'm gonna
though-
see if we can put that video in here, a little short clip of that video in here, just so you can see. This is a
Yeah.
black lady who speaks Japanese, married to a white man. They both are not Japanese. You would think they're not gonna get any good benefits in Japan. Nope, still treated like royalty.
Yeah.
She spent about three weeks in the hospital,
2 or
and
3
it's
weeks.
2 or 3 weeks in the hospital, and it's not as if the longer you stay, the more they're charging you. It's more so, we want to take care of you. You just had a baby.
Because there was 3 wonderful, gorgeous meals brought to the room, as well as like snack time with cakes and tea. What is that? So I had to like remember to eat my organic fruit lollipops because I didn't need them because the food was just so flippin' good. We had like, I remember calling my parents. I was like, they have caviar, they have spare ribs, there's foie gras. They were like, foie gras? I don't know no foie gras. You know no foie gras? I don't know no foie gras.
Yeah, the Japanese are really good at taking care of
Yeah, they don't play.
people and babies.
They're not like the Chinese when they were dropping off kids in dumpsters.
Yeah, Korea.
No, Korea. We ever watched a Korea documentary.
Yeah.
But back in
But-
China too, they were dropping kids off in trash bags right by markets, and
Yeah.
because
That's
they
sad.
wanted a boy
Yeah.
to keep
Oh,
the
yeah.
family legacy going. That was crazy.
Yeah.
The one child policy. You want that one child to be a boy to keep the family going. But who's the boy going to marry if everybody's having boys?
Yeah. The next one are disparities.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
there's fewer non-Hispanic black infants.
Hispanic or black infants.
Yeah. That are ever breastfed compared with Asian infants,
Dang.
non-Hispanic white infants, and Hispanic infants.
So Hispanic black infants are at 77% are never breastfed. Or are breastfed, sorry. And that's compared to Asians who are at 87.1%. This is 2020 stats, correct, from CDC still?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. 87, that's a 10% jump. That's a lot. Let's not act like we don't know what 10% is. And then you have non-Hispanic whites, 85.3%. That's 2%.
Less than the Asian.
Yes, 2% less than the Asian. Really is 1 point something percent, but whatever. We're going to say 2%.
And then the Hispanic infants are at 81.
At 81%.
82%.
81.9.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much 82%.
So,
So
again, the black
blacks,
infants.
the black non-Hispanic infants are at the bottom
Mm-hmm.
at 77.3 breastfed. That sucks.
Yeah, so that again just tells you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway,
So-
infants eligible for and receiving special supplementation nutrition program.
So basically,
women.
the WIC.
Yes, which is WIC. Infants and children are less likely to ever breastfeed. That is at 74%.
Yes, to ever be breastfed is at 74.
Yes, when they start receiving WIC, it drops down even more.
Than infants eligible but not receiving WIC, which is at 84.3%.
That's good.
And infants ineligible for WIC at 91.5%.
Man, so we should all just be ineligible. Make yourself as ineligible as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's at 90. The kids who are not eligible breastfeed at 91.5%. Make sure you are ineligible as possible. If they
Make
ask
sure
you,
you're making money.
yeah, I don't care. If you even
Or-
lie. I don't
or-
condone lying. I lied. I did a lie last week and had to come home and repent to my wife because it hurt my heart so bad that I lied. I was like, ugh. That's when you know that the Holy Spirit's working in you, because I used to be I could just lie about anything, and now I was just like, I can't believe I lied.
Yeah.
I feel so bad, babe. I felt so bad. And she's like, oh, just a little lie. I was like, I know, but it's just, and it was just something silly. I mean, I thought I was late for work, so I was, hey guys, traffic's crazy. Traffic was not crazy. And it just felt so bad that I lied that traffic was crazy.
It is usually, yes, but...
It's usually crazy. So when I leave the house a little late,
So it probably
I just,
wasn't as crazy,
Yes,
but
yes.
he still felt bad, so...
Yeah, that was funny.
So yeah, basically...
But this is the time that I condone a little bit of lying. Tell them you make $1,000 a year. Tell them, oh dang, ma'am and sir, you guys make $1,000. You're not eligible for WIC. Ah, dang.
And remember, WIC is the program that gives you the free formula.
Yeah, they're going to give you
So.
all the Similac. Okay,
Okay,
let's try to get
and-
down. Let's try to knock this video down. Let's get it over with.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay. And the last one here, it says younger mothers
Mm-hmm.
aged 20 to 29 years old are less likely to ever breastfeed at 78.6% than mothers aged 30 years or older, and that's at 85.7%
Dang, you're getting beat out
by
the old
30-year-olds.
people. No, I'm just 30s are not old. Somebody's
No.
kicking on 30's door right now. How it
I
feel?
got one more year.
Wait, you're gonna be 29 next year?
No, I am 29.
Oh, so yeah, she's knocking on 30's door. 30? Is that you? Cougar. But besides the fact is, how do you let? Well, I guess again, this also might come down to the simple fact of I'm young.
Party.
I want to party. I want to chase the next man. And another big thing is everybody in that age range. This is a 2020 study. Everybody in that age range is going crazy. They want to, you know, I don't need a husband. I'll just sleep around, and then I get
want to
pregnant.
be an independent woman.
Yeah, but then I get pregnant, and now I can't breastfeed my kid because I don't have that second income to at least, hey, husband, do you mind struggling for 6 months to 8 months and overworking that back till I'm back on my feet and spend this time with my child, which is doable. It doesn't seem doable. It sucks. I mean, when you first gave up work, it kind of felt like, what the heck? We're not going to be making as much money. But then God knows how to do stuff. Doors open, life change, but you also have to be seeking those things. But doors open. God knows what he's doing. He is the beginning and the end, first and last. He knows way more than we do by far. So even all of us combined is not even anywhere near his knowledge. So
Another thing is it seems backwards that so when you breastfeed, obviously you don't have to pay for anything, you know, besides maybe a pump, but you can get that pump through
Facebook
insurance for free. And then if you want formula to feed your baby, you have to pay for it, and this formula is not cheap.
yes,
So wouldn't you not want to pay for
trash formula.
for food for your baby when you can just give them breast milk for free?
Yes.
You don't have to buy anything. Could you imagine? I was thinking about this the other day when I was like, imagine if I wasn't breastfeeding. We would spend so much money on formula because these formula cans are like 50 plus sometimes.
So I wouldn't be able to
because there's
eat.
a formula shortage.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to eat. It'd just be you getting food and the kid eating.
So
Because I wouldn't
wouldn't
be
it
able
make
to eat.
sense to breastfeed because you don't have to pay? But
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I guess people just
Yeah.
don't want to breastfeed because they don't want to. But
Or even the alternatives you gave with the goat milk,
The goat milk,
powders.
yeah.
I mean, those are cheaper with bags.
yeah, they
humongous
come in the
bags.
bag, the powder, the
Rather than the
bags.
formula.
You
These-
can get them in a pound, 5 pound, 10 pound.
These come in little cans. And this little baby can is $20, $30, $40.
Yeah,
You got the wrong one.
yeah.
First off, it's evil. That's really evil. It's like the shrimp thing. We had a conversation while driving about shrimp. I am so I almost feel I'm not mad, but I am irritated. You give me 50 shrimp in a bag for $10.99, but then you give me 25 medium shrimp for $14.99. But then they only give you 8 jumbo shrimp for $20.99. Why are you jumping the price up while giving me less? And they're like, well, the jumbo shrimp are, really big.
Jumbo.
It's like,
They're
bro,
not.
they're a little bit bigger than the medium shrimp. And all this is farm raised. So I know it's cheap.
Yeah.
But, so it's the same thing with
they-
this.
Yeah.
We're going to give you less, and you're still going to pay us
Yeah.
more.
Well, look at these bottles. Look how skinny they
Yes.
are.
They're super slim.
I mean,
About what? How many ounces? 2 fluid ounces? Our son would destroy these. This man he'll drop off 8 ounces and go right to a boob. You'll know he's still hungry because he puts his hand behind his head when it's time to eat. He's like, I need that. It's like, what are you doing? Relaxation time? And nobody never did it. He just hand behind the head.
he'll drink a 5-ounce bottle that I pump, thinking, I won't have to breastfeed. I'll get a little break. Nope, he'll just want some more, and I'll just put him right in the boob, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, take
whatever.
out another 3 or 4 ounces probably.
At least I know he's growing.
Yeah, for real. Well, you can see it in his head.
Yeah.
I mean,
his
my man's
legs.
head. Boom.
Yeah.
Mega mind. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're still getting off topic. All right,
Okay.
back to the topic.
But the last thing, which is gonna just kind of reiterate again,
Everything we said. Wait,
last-
sorry. If you feel like you need to be reminded, like and subscribe. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't be lame, okay? Be a good, friendly follower of Christ. We are not going to say things that tickle your stomach or tickle your brain all the time, which is fine. As Christians, we should be able to disagree on some things.
And have
I
conversations.
mean, we go to a church, Life Point here in Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, and for sure we've seen women with formula. We are not judging them. We're just stating the facts. These are factual, and we know they're facts because the CDC says so. Okay, and if we're gonna trust the CDC with the Fauci ouchie and wearing masks, well, let's be honest. Nobody in Tennessee. Let me tell you a secret, guys. Tennessee was shut down for maybe 2 weeks. We don't play that. We don't play that in the South. You ain't infringing on nobody's rights. If you want the Fauci ouchie, you get the Fauci ouchie. If you don't, stop talking to me because I'm coming into the gym. The gym was packed.
Yeah.
Grocery store was
Everybody
packed.
was PO'd when
Yeah.
the gym closed, and then the gym opened 2 weeks
Yeah.
later because
We just don't play.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell us what? We can't. No. Not here in the South. So although we do breastfeed less in the South, we understand the Bill of Rights. We understand the Constitution. So we don't play that. I mean, some people here are dumber than a box of rocks, but can spit to you every Constitution first, right here, First Amendment, ba, front to back. Second Amendment, my rights of my firearm will not be infringed upon. So all these rules that they making don't make sense, do they? It's like, bro, how did you just become so educated? When it comes to our Constitution and our freedoms, there's no place like the South. And we throw Texas in the South as well, even though Texas is its own land, technically. But yeah, there's no place like the South when it comes to knowing that stuff. So if we're going to trust the CDC for stupidity, let's trust the CDC for something that they have been researching way longer than Fauci ouchies. And let's be true to our word. Because this has been outside of the CDC as well. This is not only CDC. Most of this stuff is common sense, mostly.
Yeah.
Only thing that we don't know is the percentages. So you look at the CDC for percentages and you realize even they have to put down true percentages. And their true percentages are often aligned with the truth, what you should really do for your baby.
right.
Okay, let's end this video with why do mothers stop breastfeeding early?
Yeah, and like I said, and this is kind of reiterating some of the things that we talked about, but it says 60% of mothers do not breastfeed for as long as they intend to. And how long a mother breastfeeds her baby is influenced by many factors. So one of the factors is
The club.
issues with lactation and latching, which I do understand if a mom can't
Produce milk. Yes.
okay, then you need to turn to something else. Or if the baby's
Facebook
having
market.
problems with latching, which I know some do, then that's fine too. Just Facebook, get some donor milk, get some goat milk, whatever you need to do, but just don't get SIMILAC.
Yes.
The next one is concerns about infant nutrition and weight. So it's basically saying if you think that the baby's not getting enough breast milk, maybe you can supplement with it if you don't think he's growing enough.
Yes.
Supplement with goat milk. Supplement
you
with
can
another
literally-
donor milk.
You literally could supplement a different way, but they tell you
Right.
sometimes it's what you need.
Yeah.
These are just reasons why they stop breastfeeding earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
Mothers concerned about taking medications while breastfeeding.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah. Unsupportive work policies and lack of parental leave, which is a big one
Yep.
as well.
It's like, why is your...
So that's
you
why
only-
most parents or most moms stop breastfeeding at 3 months.
Yeah, because they go back to work.
Yeah.
Because you will be highly blessed again to get 6 months.
Right.
You'll be highly blessed to get a year.
Even though there are some laws in some states now that require workplaces to have a room for mothers who need
Breastfeed.
to pump or breastfeed, but still.
You want me to go on, but they'll make it your lunch break. During your lunch break, you mind pumping? No, I
Yeah,
don't
but
mind
that's
pumping.
you're still away from your baby as
Yes.
well. So,
Yeah.
the next one here is cultural norms and lack of family support.
Yeah.
So that's when you're talking about going out, partying.
Yeah. Or even breastfeeding in public. I mean, that's weird now.
Yeah.
That used to be really norm. When I was a kid, you would go to the grocery store and every woman had something over them and just, and some, I'm gonna be honest with you, some women didn't. They just lift that thing up,
Yeah.
attach that baby on. You're thinking, I just saw someone's boob.
Yeah.
You know, as a young
sometimes-
little boy, you're thinking, what the heck? I just saw a boob.
Yeah. I mean, I do it out in public, but I always have a
Cover.
blanket or a cover over. Sometimes I think I just don't care, just whatever,
Yeah.
because the blanket kind of gets in the way sometimes. But when we went
Wear
to
a big shirt.
Yeah, when we went to George Strait concert last year, I saw a mom breastfeeding at the concert.
At the concert, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
You gotta get it where you get it.
So I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Gotta get it how you get it.
Yeah, and then lack of family support.
That's the last one. Oh, no,
yeah,
no, sorry.
It goes with the cultural norms, but lack of family support, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of family members don't want to. I mean, you got to think about it. There was a time and period where women would gather. Let's say she got pregnant again. Our community would gather around us. Granted, the community houses were not this close. But I'm not going to go there. That's a different topic for a different day. The community would gather around the woman who is pregnant. Hey, do you need X, Y, Z? Oh, when I was pregnant, X, Y. I mean, just having a community around you really does make a difference. I can see why some of our friends don't want to leave Indiana. They have their moms there. They have their brothers and sisters there. I mean, we loved Indiana in general. And it was the same reason. We didn't love it because, oh, well, we love us some good old cold weather.
Yeah.
Our first day back in Indiana was 18 inches of snow. So it's not as though we love us some cold weather. It's a
And
simple
negative
fact.
13 degrees.
Yeah, and negative 13 degrees. It's just a simple fact that we have people in Indiana who love the Lord, who are seeking the Lord's heart. None of us are ever perfect, so we're not saying that. But they're seeking God's heart, and they have built a community of family and friends who are seeking the heart of God. Being around that is better than warm weather. I mean, we only moved because we have a pretty good deal. I mean, we couldn't find any home with more than over an acre of land that was new in Indiana. That was the biggest downfall.
Yeah.
But for the most part, again, when you have that family support, it makes a world of difference. Someone who can, instead of us leaving for work and somebody else taking care of our kid, we have Allie.
I would definitely trust, our friends.
Heck, I trust
Allie,
Nick
Alicia,
I trust Nick with the
anybody.
kid. It's like, hey, Nick, get this kid. Nick's good with kids. He was on kid duty at the wedding.
Yeah, he did good.
The biggest person at the wedding.
I bet he slept good that night.
Yeah, 6'10", just grabbing kids. Come here, kids, sit down.
Yeah, but those are the kind of people that you want to look for, if you need somebody to watch your kid or just to have around you all the time or just even educate you on things that you don't know.
Yeah, and there are corrupt people regardless. There are fake, false people who say they love God. I mean, get to know people. If they don't come to Bible study ever, that might be a red flag.
Yeah.
If they're at church on their phone, if their Instagram's twerking videos to Beyonce, these are already big red flags. You should run. So they probably don't really love God the way they say they do. For the Bible says, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. But for the most part, the ones who love the Lord are a lot more trustworthy than the rest of the world, who is corrupt. All right, and the last one is?
The last one is unsupportive hospital practices and policies.
Yes, which is just ego. I mean, you would think I come to a hospital to be healed and to help me, and
to help my baby, but they're really unsupportive. They just hand you a bag of formula.
Hey, here goes some SIMILAC, get out.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't really come and check on me a lot with how I was doing with breastfeeding, I guess. I mean, they came in every 2 to 3 hours, but...
So you can't sleep after you just had a baby, but who cares?
But I mean, if he wants to eat, he'll eat. If not, I know I'm supposed to be feeding him every 2 to 3 hours, which I was, but...
but they were also coming in just to do so many tests on him.
Yeah.
I kept telling him.
And checking on me.
He don't need this. He don't need that. He don't need this. He don't need that. Oh, do you guys
Just let
want
him
this
sleep.
shot? It's like, why didn't you ask about all those shots in one setting? Instead, they'll just keep coming back. Do you guys want this shot? Do you guys want this shot? Do you guys want? It's like, I said no to all of them.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
That's okay, but not.
I'm tired.
Give me a break.
I will do a lot better if I can get 8 hours of sleep. I just pushed out a human, and we came in early morning, so she didn't get sleep the night before. I mean, if you just let her sleep 6 hours, she would.
And if the baby cries and he's hungry, I'll definitely wake up and feed him.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure that infant's not gonna die. For 6 months. He just came out of. I was about to say the V word. Let's not say that. Let's end this video with this. Okay, this is 1 John, chapter 3, verse 18. Can you pull that up on a big screen so I don't have to watch it, look at it on my phone? 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. Says it like this. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. Deed. What are your deeds showing? What are your actions showing? And are you in truth? The truth is the word of God. His word is 100% true. It is the word of the living God. And so if we're doing these things, not loving in word, neither in tongue, but instead in our actions, in our deeds, and in our truth. This is not working your way into heaven. It's not a work-based faith. This is just because I have the word of God, because I'm in the word, because the word is written in my heart. Now I do deeds that align with the word. We are going to do deeds regardless, but make sure your deeds are aligned with the word and that they are in truth. Bowing down to people's beliefs or identities or whatever it may be is not truth. And I picked this verse just this morning because I think we think if we say we love our kid a lot, then our kid will be loved. If we use our tongue to make words, to emphasize noise, and this noise and words are "I love you," then we think that our kid feels loved. But in reality, it is in our deeds and in truth that our children are loved, that the people around us are loved. You can text "I love you" any time of the day. But if you send someone a meme that you know resonates with them, it makes their day way better.
Yeah.
Or if even, hey, I saw you were looking at this book online. My wife does that sometime if I'm looking for something online, and she'll buy it before I get it with the Vodi Bakum book. But she knew I wanted that book. Yeah, I was talking about the book. I try to collect all of Vodi Bakum's books, which I'm pretty sure I have them all now. But she tried to give me a book, but I had just bought it on Amazon too. But that's through her deeds that she showed me that she loved me, because she was listening to what I needed. So your baby's going to tell you what they need.
Also,
the good Lord already told you what the baby needs. Your milk.
Yeah. Another thing too is loving your child or your baby. It means doing research for them. You know,
because they can't.
Like researching what you're going to feed them. Researching if you need to get ultrasounds or not. Researching the vaccines, researching the car seat, the stroller, everything. I mean,
you wouldn't give yourself
that's
junk.
love,
You wouldn't give yourself junk, but you should also not give your children junk. A lot of time we think, I love finding deals on Facebook Market.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give my kid junk.
Right.
Somebody's selling it for a reason. If it's not new or mint condition or, don't give it to your child.
Or,
do the research.
Yeah, just giving them something that they don't need.
Which is a big thing.
It's
it's a whole another video as well.
Yeah.
Again.
But yeah, loving your children is doing research for them. Not giving them fake formula. Giving them really what they need, and that's all they need right now in this stage in life is love from you,
mama,
your mom, and breast milk and sleep and diaper changes.
Yeah, I mean, because Enoch glows when I come into a room. Still, he knows his mom's voice, but I sung to him a lot when he was in the womb. So now, if I start singing, he just stops crying. For the most part, about 98% of the time, he stops crying. If he's already in the middle of a fallout, it's too late. I should have started singing when he was. But fathers are definitely still needed. We're not trying to say fathers are not needed, but we're trying to say that is not needed. It's SIMILAC that is death. Fake milk that is bad for your child. I wouldn't feed this to myself.
No.
If I was on a desert island and this was all I had, okay.
I would eat leaves before
A desert island that just got bombed and there's no trees and there's no rocks and there's no snails and the water is contaminated as well. There's nothing else to eat except for 3 buckets of this. I'm sipping this every day until I get a rescue. Okay? Because this is that bad. I wouldn't feed this to, I used to be in the fitness industry. big, heavy in the fitness industry. And I'm here to let you know right now, I would never have put this in my body. I mean, now that I'm not in the fitness industry, I still would never put this in my body. And I feel as though I'm more healthy now that I'm not in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And,
I feel like a lot of reason why people feed their babies this too is because they just don't know or take the time to read the ingredients.
Yeah, nobody's going to read the back of these ingredients.
I mean, you have to take the time to read ingredients, especially nowadays. They're going to put a lot of stuff in your food that you're not going to know about, and if you don't read the ingredients, you're going to put bad stuff in your body, and you might pay for it, and and sometime in your life, I don't know.
Yeah. But let's end this video.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here, being a part of Biblical Tailors. I am Mr. Taylor, and that is Billy Bob Jenkins.
Mrs. Taylor.
Or Billy Bob Jenkins. Anyway, thank you so much. God bless you. Much love. Remember, like and subscribe. When other Christians like and subscribe, when it boosts the algorithm. And this is a video that most people should watch. If you get the chance to, other than our video, also look at Candace Owens, A Shot in the Dark. It's a really good reason to have the Daily Wire. I don't pay for a lot of subscriptions other than Canva, which is crazy that they cost that much. And music for my videos for filmmaking, but I definitely pay for the Daily Wire. 100% worth it. Netflix has nothing compared to it, unless you're learning a language, which I still use Netflix to learn languages.
Yeah.
But the Daily Wire is it's there.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we consider conspiracies
Are true.
very true.
Yeah.
So and they do a good job at telling it through a story while also skipping the story to be blunt. And that's what we need a lot more of, is bluntness. Because the truth, and I mean, everybody on the Daily Wire is not Christian. Some of them are Catholic, which is that's not Christian at all. I love Michael Knowles, but that's not Christian. Michael Knowles.
Same with Candace.
Candace, yeah, her husband's Catholic.
Ben Shapiro's a Jew.
Brett Cooper is non-religious at all. So it's simply the fact that they are at least along the lines of conservative Christian values.
Yeah.
Which is the way that the world should be, the way that America became great so fast. They had so much faith in God. I feel like, PTSD is at an all-time high. My PTSD has come down a lot knowing Christ. And the further we get away from him, our culture gets destroyed. Men become weak. And weak men create hard times. And they take from women and children. They become feminine. So, yeah, that's that. Much love. God bless you. Hopefully we'll see you on the next video because you already liked and subscribed. Bye.
Bye. No, wait. Ciao.
Oh, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. See, I say mine like a real Italian. She don't.